Hi there and welcome. I'm Andy Jones and today I'm going to be reacting to a song called Handshake by the amazing Suzanne Santo. Now, I first noticed Suzanne as the lead guitarist in Hosier's band. And if you don't know Hosier, then do check out my review of his song Nina Cried Power, but you'll also see Suzanne playing electric guitar. So you can discover two for one if you didn't know either of them today. But Suzanne is a fantastic singer and songwriter in her own right. She was also one half of the Americana duo Honey Honey over in the USA, before then launching her solo career with an album called Ruby Red. And this track is one of those from this particular album. And I've chosen a live performance from a YouTube channel called Jam in the Van, where she plays in a trio lineup with drums and with another electric guitarist playing lead. And I thought this would be an interesting performance to look at because there's just more arrangement in there for us to check out. But the acoustic performances of the song that she does are equally wonderful. There's one on the Audio Tree channel with a great interview, and I think there's about 5 songs that she plays from her album as well, so also definitely worth checking out. But for the moment, let's stick with this particular performance. So this is going to be Handshake by Suzanne Santo. Okay, this is Handshake. Let's do this.
Oh, hello, hi. I'm Suzanne Santo, and we're going to play a song called Handshake. We got Paul Doyle on drums, Blaine Stark on guitar, and let's rock. Let's do this.
Before they even play, just one thing I noticed, that bass drum is really small, and also like the floor tom looks like a converted rack tom that's had legs put on it and been put on the floor. It's really small, and you know, I can hardly see the rack tom because it seems to be covered with some kind of cloth or something, maybe to muffle the sound a bit. But yeah, those drums are really small. They must be custom made. I don't know whether they're house drums from Jam in the Van or whether they're Paul Doyle's drums that he's brought with him. But interesting how minimalist that is. Yeah, okay, great, let's go for it.
Screw every time I think about you. Which is all the time, and I'ma lose my mind sitting on the sidelines.
Okay, firstly, you know, that picking pattern that Suzanne's playing is really interesting. It's a relatively standard E minor picking, and I see she's got a cap on, I didn't notice which fret, but it's basically an E minor figure, and what she does there to make it really interesting is to take her finger every so often off of the A string, so making it an open A, and then hammering it back on so it becomes a B, which is the 5th note in the E minor scale. So she's kind of almost doing what you'd sometimes expect from a bass, and of course they haven't got a bass guitar here now, so she's kind of doing that job there by playing that little figure that just makes it really interesting. Lyrically, you know, she's talking about basically this love being like an addiction. You know, I want to smoke and drink and screw every time I think about you. She's making it kind of almost like an addiction metaphor, and yeah, then just one thing I wanted to add about the electric guitar at the back, the lead guitar. He's playing very, very little individual notes, but he's got like a distortion and a fuzz on his guitar, which makes the notes stick, but also adds like a really cool layer of texture to it. It just makes it a little bit, you know, more melancholic, a little bit more rocky, adds a bit of pressure. So yeah, really interesting to listen to so far. I mean, of course, I know this song, I'm not reacting, I'm reviewing, but yeah, a really interesting start to the song.
Oh, I ain't your friend, babe, I don't want a handshake. I need a piece, I need a taste. Oh, set it up and pour it straight. Don't water down my whiskey, babe.
What's also really interesting is that at times, and I'm not sure whether it's just really quiet on my headphones, but at times that electric guitar sounds like it has a little bit of an octaved bass effect on it. And I see that the guitarist Blaine, I think his name was, is playing the whammy, and there is an inbuilt octave effect on that. So it may be that he's got that turned on, and that there's a really low bass octave underneath his guitar. I'm not sure, but I just get inklings of that as I'm listening. Yeah, that chorus, the message of the song, we keep talking about, you know, verses with the story, choruses with the message, and the message is, you know, I want more, basically. You know, I'm not your friend, I don't want a handshake, I need a piece, I need a taste. So she's, you know, waiting for something that's not being reciprocated from somebody else. I really like the metaphor, don't water down my whiskey. Because it suggests there's something there, whether it's a friendship or whether she sees it as more, and you know the person she's singing to sees it as a friendship, but she's obviously looking for more and it isn't coming. So yeah, that's a really clear statement there. Okay, let's carry on. Actually, I'm just going to mention the drummer there, Paul Doyle. He's been playing so quietly just in that chorus on his floor tom, and it's barely audible at all. But it's there. It's just an added, you know, really kind of minute detail in the music. But that also shows that he's great at his dynamics, because to play, you know, that quietly, it's barely possible to register it on my headphones. But it's still to be there to add that extra layer. That's, you know, really good concentration and good ability to kind of pull back with what is quite a loud instrument. Okay, now we can carry on.
When you say my name, I do as you say. I feel like a dog acting this way. Waiting around, tied to my couch. Yeah, I'll roll over if you let me out.
Okay, so the second verse, there's a bit more pressure added because the drums come in on that floor tom there, really cool figures there. Also, the electric guitar is playing fuller notes, but still only individual notes. And Suzanne is doing some really cool trickery with her voice. She's doing some really fun kind of vocal acrobatics, although it's in quite a low register that she's singing. She's still doing some really cool figures there. And lyrically, again, you know, she's got this metaphor now of the dog. You know, I feel like a dog acting this way. I'll roll over if you let me out. So she feels trapped. You know, she feels trapped in a situation where she's waiting for someone's command in order to advance the relationship. So definitely, you know, this kind of inequality, at least in that relationship. Okay.
Oh, 'cause I ain't your friend, babe. I don't want a handshake. I need a piece. I need a taste. Oh, set it up and pour it straight. Don't water down my whiskey, babe.
What's worth mentioning here also is that Paul on the drums there, on the 2 and the 4 of each bar, he's also opening and closing his hi-hat cymbal with his foot. Quite a common way of keeping rhythm. And again, it just adds this really nice dimension to his drum playing. Just a fun little detail there. And you've heard some really cool vocals from Suzanne at the end of that chorus there. She's gone up an octave. Really good rock vocals. Which is something that, you know, you wouldn't associate with the Americana style of music that she mostly had been making. But she's also playing that guitar picking pattern underneath it the whole time still. So she's multitasking between that and these really great vocals. All right. Just before we move on here, some really interesting guitar work there from the electric guitarist Blaine, I think his name was. He's staying mostly very low in terms of the notes that he's playing, but he is playing chords now. One thing that's really interesting though, between the lines, he goes up an octave and plays more kind of a lead figure, which is not something you've heard much of from him in this song so far. But that octave jump and those individual notes that support what she's singing, really good lead guitar work. And yeah, I just want to go back and listen to that again.
The best you can. And I will eat it, or I will feed it. When you cut me in a cut me loose man. Yeah, I'm burning, heated as hell. I'll die thirst before I drink from the well. I will love you so hard or leave you the same. Just draw out that line, and I won't say your name no more.
Just before we go in there, the drums again really interesting. He's so quiet on those toms, but he's also interacting that with the bass drum, which he's sometimes playing consistently from the first to the fourth beat all the way through, sometimes missing individual beats strategically. So again, really interesting drum work. And he's an interesting drummer because he's playing some really great stuff. Sometimes he looks kind of like he's really uncomfortable. But I don't think he is. I think that's just, I don't know whether it's like a concentration face or what it is. It's something that I've also seen with people like Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, who play in a really great parts and sometimes kind of have this face of, you know, like it's really uncomfortable. Which contrasts to someone like, I don't know, Nick Mason from Pink Floyd, who just makes everything look so easy the whole time. I don't know whether it's just because it's a more rocky thing, you know, this kind of these rock faces that people often have, but just really interesting. Okay.
Say your name no more. Oh, 'cause I ain't your friend, babe. I don't want a handshake. I need a piece. I need a taste. Oh, set it up and pour it straight. Don't water down my whiskey, babe. Oh, babe. Oh.
And here, finally, we did see it on camera a little bit, where Blaine just goes up an octave just for one note, and then back down again. It just adds that kind of, that little shining moment of something different before you carry on with the pattern as normal. Again, just something to kind of prick your ears up and get your attention for a second. All right, here we go.
Don't water down my whiskey, babe. Oh, babe. Oh, yeah, we're gonna drink and pour it straight. Don't water down my whiskey, babe. Oh, babe. Oh, babe. Thank you, good night.
Excellent end to the song. Again, she goes up really high there in that last kind of "Don't Water Down My Whiskey, Babe." Really high. She's got a capo on, I think it's the second fret. I couldn't be sure whether it was the second or third. But if her guitar's tuned to kind of standard tuning, that's a high C sharp that she's singing, which is you know, pretty high up there. So yeah, great rock vocals, really cool, moody texture to the song, and excellent musicianship from all three of them. Okay, so that was Handshake by Suzanne Santo. Now, I hope that's given you kind of an indication of the music she makes now as a solo performer, and I hope that motivates you to check out more of her material if you didn't know it already. The album Ruby Red, for example, but also her live interview and performance on Audio Tree, and yeah, I hope you continue checking her out, follow her on her channels, and support her, because it's the kind of time when musicians need support right now. So go off and buy that album if you liked it. And of course, I hope we stay connected too. All of my social media channels are up there on the screen. And if you enjoyed this, please do hit the subscribe button and let me know what you'd like to see me review next. And if you're really motivated, do check out my own songs on YouTube. They're on this channel. Have a look through, see what you like, and let me know about that as well. Alright then, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.